Hello. Today General Hospital will reveal interesting facts of the week from July 7th to 11th 2025. First, the week from June 7th to June 11th in General Hospital brings a storm of tension, as secrets unravel, and relationships face unimaginable challenges. The return of Britt Westbourne promises to shake things up once again, not only for her family but also for the community at large. Her arrival is not a peaceful one, as there are underlying tensions and unresolved issues that will complicate her reintegration. The people she left behind, particularly her family members, are both relieved and apprehensive about what her return means for the future. Britt's reappearance signals the beginning of a new chapter filled with emotional turbulence and unexpected complications. Meanwhile, Willow Tate finds herself on a dangerous path, one from which there seems to be no return. The choices she makes only seem to deepen the hole she's falling into. Caught between her own fears, the secrets she keeps, and the pressure of the life she leads, Willow is walking a fine line. Her emotional struggles are not only about the present, but also about the haunting past that continues to catch up with her. The weight of her decisions hangs heavy, and it becomes clear that without intervention, things could spiral out of control for Willow. As Willow faces her own demons, Sonny Corinthos is preparing for a battle of his own, one that will escalate tensions with Jen Sidwell. The conflict between the two men has reached a breaking point, and with the added threat to Sonny's family, especially Christina, it's only a matter of time before Sonny retaliates. The stakes are high, and the threat against Christina is just the beginning. Sonny's relentless pursuit of retribution is about to ignite a war that could alter the course of their lives. His need to protect those he loves will push him to make decisions that could have devastating consequences. The death of Natalia Ramirez has left a profound mark on all involved, particularly Marco Rios, who now must contend with the fallout from her loss. While Natalia's death might seem like the end of a chapter, it's only the beginning of a much darker and more complex story. Sidwell, using this tragedy to his advantage, blames Sonny for the events that led to Natalia's death and aims to make him pay. Marco, deeply affected by the loss, finds himself caught in the crossfire of the battle between Sidwell and Sonny. His loyalty to Sonny is tested, and he must decide where his true allegiance lies as the consequences of his actions come to light. Sonny, while prepared for the war with Sidwell, has his own doubts and suspicions about Marco's involvement in the events surrounding the rescue at Charlie's pub. Sonny's lack of concern for Marco's safety shows just how far removed he has become from the people around him. The tension between the two men reaches a boiling point, as Sonny remains focused on his vendetta, regardless of the personal cost. Marco, however, must grapple with the reality that he may be left behind or worse, discarded as collateral damage in Sonny's battle for control. Christina, still reeling from the close call with danger, is now faced with the challenge of regrouping and finding her place in the world. While she should be focusing on her family and the second chance at life she's been given, Christina's attention is divided. Her growing attraction to Cody Bell complicates things further. Cody's presence in her life brings a new dynamic, one that could either pull her closer to him or tear her apart from everything she knows. Christina's internal conflict is just beginning, and her interactions with Cody will shape her future in ways she cannot yet comprehend. Christina's resolve begins to strengthen as she takes on a more proactive role in her fight against the darker forces in her life. Her determination to confront evil and stand up for what she believes in becomes evident, especially as she pushes Cody to work harder to help her confront Ava. Christina knows that if she is to make any sense of her situation, she must first understand her own place in this battle. She must make tough choices, all while dealing with the internal turmoil that comes with the looming presence of Cody, who seems to be a force she cannot ignore. As Christina's journey unfolds, her relationship with Ava becomes more strained. The two women, once on opposing sides, are now at a crossroads, with each one pushing the other further away. Christina's anger toward Ava is palpable, as she refuses to back down from her stance. Ava, in turn, must navigate her own complicated feelings and the consequences of her actions. The war between them is far from over, and the coming weeks will test both women's resolve as they each try to outmaneuver the other. the unfolding chaos in General Hospital is far from over. With Britt's return looming, Willow's downward spiral, Sunny's relentless pursuit of vengeance, and the emotional tug-of-war between Christina and Ava, the stakes are higher than ever. The coming weeks promise to bring even more twists, and with every passing day, the lives of these characters become more entangled in a web of deceit, vengeance, and betrayal. What lies ahead for each of them is uncertain, but one thing is clear: no one will emerge unscathed from the battles that are about to unfold. Second, Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor find themselves on the edge of a dangerous precipice. Their decision to reveal Curtis Ashford and Jacinda's plan to Drew Kane has put them in a precarious position. Kai, eager to share his knowledge with Drew, may have unwittingly set off a chain of events that could jeopardize everything. As the story unfolds, their actions will undoubtedly come under scrutiny. The consequences of their decision could not only impact their relationship with Curtis and Jacinda but also put them at odds with Drew, who now has more to worry about than just his upcoming wedding. Speaking of Drew, his excitement for his wedding to Willow is palpable. He's ready to step into this new chapter of his life, leaving behind the complicated past and looking forward to a fresh start. However, things are not as simple as they seem. Drew's eagerness to marry Willow contrasts with the tension building around him. The wedding, which should be a joyous occasion, now feels like it's on the brink of disaster. As Drew prepares for the big day, he is unaware of the storm brewing around him. The revelation of Curtis and Jacinda's secrets could throw everything into disarray, and Drew may find himself caught in the middle of a family feud that threatens his happiness. Meanwhile, Nina Reeves is becoming increasingly desperate. She can't bear the thought of Willow marrying Drew, and she will do whatever it takes to stop it. Nina's desperation to protect Willow from what she believes is a dangerous union is driving her to consider drastic measures. The problem is, Nina's personal history with Drew complicates everything. She knows that revealing the truth about their past relationship could have devastating consequences, but she might feel that it's the only way to stop the wedding. Her inner conflict grows as she weighs the potential fallout of her actions. Nina's uncertainty is compounded by the advice of Ava, who strongly discourages her from telling Willow the truth. Ava understands the risks involved and believes that revealing Nina's past with Drew could push Willow further away. Trust between the two women is already fragile, and Nina's confession could completely sever the bond they share. Ava's concerns are valid, but Nina can't help but feel the pressure to act before it's too late. As her frustration builds, Nina must decide whether to take Ava's advice or to follow her own instincts, which may lead her down a much darker path. Nina's internal struggle intensifies as the wedding day approaches. She is faced with an agonizing decision: tell Willow the truth about her history with Drew or remain silent and let the wedding proceed. With the stakes higher than ever, Nina can't escape the nagging feeling that her silence could cost Willow dearly. She begins to wonder whether keeping this secret is truly the right thing to do, or if exposing the truth could protect Willow from a life-altering mistake. The weight of this decision is unbearable, and Nina finds herself trapped between her desire to protect Willow and the fear that the truth might tear them apart. As the day of the wedding draws near, the tension reaches its peak. Nina's desperation becomes even more palpable, and she begins to question whether she can live with herself if she doesn't act. Meanwhile, Drew and Willow are completely unaware of the storm that's about to hit. They are focused on their future together, believing that their love is enough to overcome any obstacle. But little do they know, their wedding day could be the very day that everything changes. The revelation of secrets and lies will shatter their perfect world, and they will be forced to confront the truth of their relationships and their pasts. In the midst of this chaos, Tracy Quartermaine could play a pivotal role. While Nina is grappling with her decision, Tracy might take matters into her own hands and reveal the truth to Willow. Known for her sharp wit and relentless pursuit of what she believes is right, Tracy could be the one to drop the bombshell that changes everything. Willow, already on edge with her own insecurities, may struggle to process the truth. The revelation could alter her perception of both Drew and Nina, causing irreparable damage to the relationships that have been built over the years. With the wedding day looming, the uncertainty surrounding the situation reaches its peak. The moment of truth is fast approaching, and no one can predict what will happen next. Nina may decide to come clean, or Tracy may beat her to the punch, but either way, the outcome is sure to be explosive. As the secrets unfold, Drew and Willow's wedding could become the catalyst for a new chapter filled with betrayal, heartbreak, and emotional upheaval. What started as a celebration of love may end in chaos, leaving everyone involved to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. Third, the upcoming return of Britt, portrayed by Kelly Thibault, has sparked significant excitement among General Hospital fans, with speculation running rampant about how her storyline will unfold. While there has been no official confirmation regarding her exact role, it is clear that Britt will make her long-awaited return to the show this July. Given the timing, many fans are eagerly wondering whether Britt's return will be connected to the mysterious research of Professor Henry Hank Dalton. As one of the most enigmatic characters to enter Port Charles in recent times, Dalton's scientific endeavors are shrouded in secrecy, and his experiments could have a major impact on the lives of several key characters. Professor Dalton, played by Daniel Goddard, has been involved in controversial and groundbreaking research involving cloning. While his work has been shrouded in mystery, it is clear that the moral and ethical implications of his experiments are profound. His studies on cloning could introduce a host of new dilemmas for the residents of Port Charles, especially when it comes to issues of identity, life, and death. If Britt is indeed tied to Dalton's research, her return could have catastrophic consequences, both for her personal life and for the people closest to her. It's possible that she could hold critical information about Dalton's experiments that could send shockwaves through the town. As Britt's story unfolds, it may also intersect with the investigation being carried out by Jocelyn and Emma. The two young women, ever curious and driven by a desire to uncover the truth, have recently begun to look into Dalton's research. They have started to question the professor's motives and the true nature of his work. Although they believe they are simply digging into an intriguing mystery, they are unknowingly stepping into a much darker and more dangerous world. Their investigation may lead them to uncover hidden secrets about Dalton's work, including the possibility that his cloning experiments could be far more personal and sinister than they ever imagined. The question arises, could Britt be directly involved in Dalton's cloning research? There are several possibilities, each more startling than the last. Britt may have been a subject of his experiments, perhaps even created or manipulated through his cloning technology. If this is the case, her return would not only be emotionally complex but could also cause a deep identity crisis. Britt has always struggled with her sense of self and her place within the Corinthos and Westbourne families. Discovering that her existence could be the result of a controversial scientific experiment could have a profound impact on her psyche, potentially forcing her to confront her own identity and the implications of her creation. As Jocelyn and Emma delve deeper into their investigation, they may uncover even more unsettling details. They might find out that Dalton's experiments were not just theoretical but involved real people, and that Britt could be a product of his research. The young women might discover that the boundaries between right and wrong have been blurred in Dalton's lab, leading them to question the true nature of scientific progress. The danger of exposing these secrets becomes more apparent as they realize that there are powerful people in Port Charles who will stop at nothing to protect Dalton's work. This could lead to a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, with Jocelyn and Emma trying to expose the truth while evading the forces determined to silence them. Britt's return could also have significant emotional ramifications for the other characters in her orbit. Her estranged relationship with her family could be tested as they grapple with the revelation that she may have been part of something so controversial. Her interactions with people like her mother, Liesel, and even her brother, Peter, could shift dramatically as they learn more about her possible connection to Dalton's research. These relationships, already fraught with tension, could be pushed to their breaking point, adding layers of drama to Britt's return. Her family's reactions to the truth could complicate matters, as they struggle to reconcile the image they have of Britt with the reality of her potential involvement in cloning experiments. The stakes for Britt's return are much higher than simply dealing with her personal history. The scientific discoveries and ethical dilemmas surrounding Dalton's research could affect more than just her. If his cloning experiments were successful, they could have wide-ranging consequences for the entire town. The potential for genetic manipulation and the creation of new life forms raises questions about what it means to be human and whether the pursuit of knowledge can justify the moral costs. Britt's connection to this research could be the key to understanding the full extent of Dalton's work and its implications on the lives of those around her. With Britt's return, the possibility of cloning and its implications for the characters in Port Charles raises significant moral questions. How will people like Drew, Willow, and even Sunny react to the idea that their lives might have been manipulated or altered through science? The shockwaves of Britt's return could extend far beyond her own personal struggles, affecting everyone who crosses her path. Her revelation of the truth could bring chaos to the residents of Port Charles, leading to a battle for control over the future of genetic experimentation and the consequences that come with it. In the end, Britt's involvement in Professor Dalton's research could be the catalyst for a series of events that forever change the lives of those around her. As Jocelyn and Emma continue to investigate, they may uncover a truth that not only affects Britt but also shakes the very foundations of Port Charles. The tension surrounding Dalton's cloning research, Britt's mysterious return, and the young women's investigation could collide in a way that none of the characters are prepared for. The revelation of these secrets will undoubtedly send shockwaves through the community, leaving everyone to grapple with the consequences of the truth finally coming to light. As the web of secrets surrounding Britt's return, Professor Dalton's cloning research, and the ongoing investigation by Jocelyn and Emma begins to unravel, the stakes in Port Charles are higher than ever. What seemed like a simple mystery has now become a sprawling, morally complex dilemma that will touch the lives of many characters, each of whom is connected to these unfolding events in ways they never anticipated. Britt's long-awaited return, shrouded in uncertainty, is not merely about her coming back into the fold, it's about the consequences of her involvement in a highly controversial and ethically dubious scientific project that could have far-reaching implications. The more Britt's past is revealed, the clearer it becomes that her existence, as well as the research she may be linked to, is not as straightforward as anyone imagined. Professor Hank Dalton's research on cloning, which initially seemed like an isolated academic endeavor, now threatens to expose the darker side of scientific ambition. The cloning experiments that Dalton has been conducting could have twisted consequences, both for those directly involved and for the broader community of Port Charles. Britt's possible involvement in these experiments makes her a key figure in this unfolding drama. Could she have been one of Dalton's subjects, manipulated or even created through his work? Could her return be part of a larger scheme to cover up or reveal these unethical experiments? As Britt struggles with the consequences of these potential revelations, her personal crisis will inevitably spill over into her relationships with family and friends, forcing them to reevaluate their perceptions of her and their own moral compass. Meanwhile, Jocelyn and Emma's investigation into Dalton's research continues to escalate. What began as innocent curiosity is now a dangerous pursuit of the truth, with the young women unknowingly stepping into a labyrinth of secrets, lies, and hidden agendas. As they dig deeper, they may uncover more than they bargained for, including the realization that their quest for justice could have unintended consequences for everyone involved. They will have to navigate a minefield of intrigue, evading those who would stop at nothing to protect Dalton's work. But their determination to expose the truth will not only test their courage but also the strength of their friendship. In their pursuit of knowledge, they will face obstacles that challenge their beliefs, putting their lives in danger and pushing them to make choices that will affect their futures. Britt's return could be the catalyst for revelations that shake Port Charles to its core. The possibility that Dalton's cloning research may involve human experimentation raises complex ethical questions. Can science justify the manipulation of life? Where do we draw the line between progress and human dignity? These questions will hang heavy in the air as Britt, Jocelyn, and Emma move forward in their respective paths. Britt, in particular, will be forced to grapple with her identity in ways she never has before. If she is indeed part of Dalton's experiments, she may have to face the unsettling truth about her own origins and the extent of what has been done to her.